It feels like lawlessness. A Portland neighborhood is antagonized by a man smashing windshields. Now I'd say, hey, Portland, keep Portland weird, Portlandia, that whole thing. But we've got the exact same thing happening in Issaquah, a little town, smaller town just to the south and east of Bellevue here. The exact same thing. Man throwing rocks at cars on State Route 900, community fed up because he's basically smashing people's windshields. So this is not a one-off type scenario, right? I mean, these are crazy people walking around and doing illegal stuff all day long. They need to be in a psychiatric ward somewhere. Instead, we're letting them walk around, and then when they do get busted, nothing happens. We just don't really do anything. Steve Magnuson was driving back to his Portland home after a quick trip to the grocery store around 4:45 p.m. in the afternoon, September 10th. He had 9 Crimes by Damien Rice playing in the car. The irony hit shortly after. He was driving down Hawthorne, taking a ride on Southeast 49th, when a man on a bicycle with a trailer attached threw what appeared to be a rock at his windshield. It shattered, as glass does when it comes in contact with a hard object coming, at it from a direction, sending glass dust and particles everywhere, Magnuson said. He caught it all on video. Let's just take a quick look at that. And for those of you on the audio portion, I will describe what's going on. All right. So we've got car going down. You got dash cam. You got a guy. It almost looks like one of those 3-wheeled bikes with the big trailer behind it. Guy's carrying stuff. He's oncoming in the other lane. He's going to drive by, but you can literally see his arm reached out as he hurls, or I think he smashes the windshield with an object. Let's take a peek and let's see what we got here. People are out of their minds, aren't they? They're literally out of their minds. You're throwing rocks at oncoming cars. Kill somebody doing that, right? Rock goes through, hits him in the forehead. Done. Yeah, so he looks at me, braces himself on his bike, and takes pretty careful aim. You could see that in the video. He's throwing it left-handed, oncoming, and just rock right at the windshield. Then he smashes the object into my windshield, which pounds through the whole car. Police used the video to identify the suspect as 51-year-old Robert Casey McClatchy and gave him a $100 citation for second-degree criminal mischief, police said. That came as a disappointment to Magnuson, who felt his life was threatened. That guy should be behind bars. I mean, that's no different than taking a swing at somebody, is it? I mean, that's assault. That is assault. But from what I'm being told, unless damage is over $900 or $1,000, it's going to be this little citation deal. It's not going to be any kind of major criminal activity that he can be charged with. If they had hit a sweet spot and that rock had gone through the laminate, or if I had hit the side window, the rock would have gone right through, he said. What's worse, Magnuson said, is that he doesn't seem to be McClatchy's first offense. Residents in the Sunnyside neighborhood reported similar instances where a man on a bike smashed the window of their moving cars. This guy's crazy, or he's just a psychopath. Either way, same drill, right? Something not going on. Because normal people are not out riding their bicycle, throwing rocks at oncoming traffic. They're just not doing that. This type of individual should just be locked up, period. Just, no questions asked. Lock him up. Let's get them off the roads. Let's get them off the streets. But we don't have a system in Portland where that's a thing. They're just not doing that because they've gone down that whole decriminalize everything so hard that when you do have somebody that comes along and maybe it's not a major instance, you don't have a system to basically keep that person off the streets. So Tracy Salisbury was heading home from work around 1 a.m. on August 26th when she noticed a car facing the wrong way on a nearby railroad track. Salisbury slowed down to see if someone needed help, but when a man ran onto the road screaming at her, when she went to drive by him, he threw a rock at her driver's side back window. What is up with that? He just jumped out of the dark, Salisbury said. I ducked because glass was flying everywhere. And when I looked in my side mirror, I could see that bike with the trailer. All right, so you've got this nut job out there in multiple different neighborhoods. He's got the bike with the trailer. He's got a fairly strong arm. He's going to commit some damage, right? Salisbury called police, but the suspect was already gone. Plus, they wouldn't have done much to this guy anyway. It's just not that much of a crime in Portland to throw said rock at somebody's windshield. It's okay. Insurance will cover that. You'll be good to go. September of last year, 𝐏𝐞𝐸 was charged with second-degree criminal mischief for a similar offense, according to court records. Bradley Armstrong was driving near Southeast Clay Street and Southeast 49th when 𝐏𝐶𝐸 allegedly stepped out from a row of tents, and threw a heavy object at his car, according to an affidavit. The homeless encampment, dude lives there, throwing objects at going by traffic. That's not crazy. I don't know what is. The object hit the hood of the car and bounced up into the windshield. 𝐏𝐶𝐸 threw a second item at the car and missed, the affidavit said. According to the document, 𝐏𝐶𝐸 told police, the officers, I effed up. He was issued a citation. He knows he didn't F up. He did exactly what he wanted to do. He did exactly what he was intending on doing. He is mental. Get that guy off the streets. Go get him the help that he needs. That might mean cooling his jets in jail for a while. Get him off the streets. 𝐏𝐶𝐸 has a decades-long criminal history, according to court records. He's been physically arrested once this year and has received 2 other citations, according to Portland Police spokesperson Derek Carmen. Carmen could not explain why the officer issued a citation on September 10th instead of arresting 𝐏𝐶𝐸. According to Multnomah County Jail booking criteria, the charge is a bookable offense. Well, there was some reason something went sideways there, right? Cops weren't able to arrest him and get him off the streets. Yeah, so much of this stuff comes down to what you can actually prove and what you can't prove. And when you've got 100 of these going on in a city like Portland all of the time, you got people running around shooting each other. You got homeless people wandering in and out of houses, taking naps in 10-year-old beds. There's only so much that the police are going to actually be able to, hit people up with, charge people with, get them off the streets. That's just not happening. A criminal citation or citation in lieu of arrest is used to charge someone with a crime without booking them into jail. The citation includes a court date if the person wants to contest it, or the fine can be paid without showing up to court. Guaranteed, this guy does not show up to court, nor does he pay the fine. I would bet money on that. I would bet big money on that. Salisbury and Magnuson both said that the citation was not equivalent to the crime, and they wished police had arrested 𝐏𝐶𝐸. All right. But the police have also got a million other crimes, and it doesn't make it any more right. You got a million other crimes going on, don't really have the resources to be dealing with this. And so that's why these criminals know, and that's why this criminal Issaquah knows, yeah, there's a good chance we can get away with this for a while. Yeah, I'm mental, but I'm having fun throwing rocks at cars. Why wouldn't I keep doing it? I mean, this guy's already been cited a couple of times, right? Everybody knows who's doing it. The one in Issaquah right here by me, they know who's doing it. Yeah, it's wild. So really, you think he's going to pay a citation, Salisbury said. Now that I'm hearing about it happening to other people, I'm like, why is he out here? Good question. He should be behind bars or in a mental institute. We don't no longer put people there, right? Magnuson already went to look for 𝐏𝐶𝐸 himself after his car was hit. He searched multiple homeless encampments until finally spotting 𝐏𝐶𝐸's bike and alerted police. I go home and I'm pretty jazzed because I have the videos of the person and their location, he said. It seems like he's just going up the line of what the police will arrest him for. He's playing the system like Miles Davis. Oh, wow. Just playing music. The whole system just kind of, it's okay. Your 41st try of crime. Yeah, we know you'll get this right. For Salisbury, the incident goes beyond just her broken car window, which has yet to be fixed. She said Portland has taken a turn for the worse over the last few years, especially regarding crime and drug use. It feels like lawlessness, Salisbury said. Seems like that is the case, right? And that's why I keep doing these little stories coming out of Portland, because I really feel like they're on the front end of some not good scenarios. Like this kind of stuff can't keep going on on the regular until you have some pretty major breakdowns. And that's where I think Portland is at right now. And that's why I keep kind of talking about what's happening there, because, normal citizens will only take this, even in Portland, where it's Portlandian, keep Portland weird. They will only take this for so long. And we're hearing rumors. We are hearing through the grapevine that there's folks in Portland that might even vote for a politician that takes a slightly harder stance on crime, that believes just a scooch more in that whole concept of public safety, that believes, you know what, maybe all these people don't belong in our park system and camped just however willy-nilly that they want to. Maybe we shouldn't have the hypodermic needles in our parks, where little Johnny and little Susie use the merry-go-round, maybe that's not a thing. Actually starting to think a little bit that direction, because things have wildly gone the wrong direction in Portland, right? We just know that. All right, let's jump up to Issaquah. Let's see what the deal is in Issaquah. Let's see if this sounds anything. Man throwing rocks at cars on State Route 900. Community fed up. We're a little concerned. We're fed up. We're not going to take it anymore. Well, you probably are. You're going to take more rocks to your windshields before this is over. Last story I saw on this was 4 days ago. So apparently, crazy homeless guy in Issaquah, he hasn't been out, warming up with his shoulder, the rock into your windshield. Viewers have reached out to Cairo 7 about a man walking on State Route 900 in the Renton area who is throwing rocks at vehicles driving by and smashing windshields. They say he could be a danger to the entire community. Oh, you think so? Rock goes through your windshield and smashes it? You think that might be a problem doing 50 down the road? Maybe. And there is even a sign posted along the highway that reads, "What Washington State Patrol is not telling you. State Route 900 is not safe. Very dangerous." Because of this individual who everybody knows who it is. And he's just, they can't catch him. And he's just out there doing crazy stuff. Throw this guy in jail for a while. He needs to cool his jets, right? Tom Godfrey says his 2015 Stingray Corvette was hit by this person back in July. He was going eastbound on State Route 900. It's the car of my dreams, Godfrey said, with a broken windshield. Yep. So I figured it's a beautiful day. I'm going to take the top off and I'm going to go relax and go down the road, go down to the store, and I'm going to take the long way home, right? Just driving around, just enjoying his Corvette Stingray, as you do, right? It's a warm summer day, and, it's one of 3 in August or July in the Seattle area where he can enjoy doing that. He says he noticed a man walking near his car when he was stopped. All of a sudden, I see coming out of the corner of my eye, his arm go up. And all I see is my window go completely shattered, Godfrey said. I get goosebumps talking about it, and I start shaking and stuff, Godfrey said. He's got a little PTSD, doesn't he? He suffered a traumatic event. And some stranger threw a rock through his car. It could have been his head. Could have been his mouth. Could have been anything on his personhood. So I get out of my car. I'm talking to him across the street, and all of a sudden, he starts running at me. So now I'm thinking, he's going to destroy my car, Godfrey said. Met him halfway, and we sat there and fought in the middle of the road for like 3 or 4 minutes. Traffic stopped, Godfrey said. Godfrey says during the fight, he tried to call 911 himself, but he couldn't. Luckily, Dwayne Anderson, who owns a business where this happened, saw what was going on and called 911. What a ruckus. And then he came up to me and he was just shaking like a leaf, and he couldn't use his phone because he couldn't control his fingers, Anderson said. He says he's seen the rock thrower on several occasions and believes he could cause more trouble. Really? You think he might? I mean, the guy is dangerous, no questions about it. Godfrey says the King County Sheriff's Office responded to the incident but was told by the deputies since it wasn't their jurisdiction, they couldn't file a report. He hopes when people drive down State Road 900, they understand it can be dangerous. It can be dangerous going down any road, but where you've got a known individual who likes to throw rocks at oncoming traffic, yeah, that's an issue, isn't it? That's a real issue. They need to protect themselves. They need to keep their head on a swivel. You shouldn't have to keep your head on a swivel for guys arbitrarily throwing rocks at said vehicles. There's enough other things out there like pedestrians on the side of the road, traffic lights, stop signs, other oncoming traffic that veers into your lane. The guy on a bike or on the side of the road with the rock throwing it at you, shouldn't have to worry about that. Need to find this guy, need to arrest him for whatever. But like I said, in Portland, there's not much in the way that you're going to be able to arrest the guy for and get him sent away for. He's just not causing enough damage. So yeah, until he does, and even if he does guy down in Portland, there are so many other things that police are having to contend with right now that it's the citizens that are just having to take up the slack and basically just take the beat down that is these crazy people running around their community doing stuff willy-nilly with absolutely zero repercussions. Zero repercussions. So I feel terrible for these folks that live in these communities where this has happened. But you know what? Make that vote count, because you didn't get there by accident. There's other cities, there are other towns, there are other communities that don't have this kind of stuff going on, right? Now, the Portland one, that guy's pretty well known. The Issaquah one, that guy's pretty well known. Guarantee you the guy in Issaquah, he'll get taken down. The one in Portland, keep Portland weird. Portlandia, is that guy he's gonna go away for a while? He should, but it doesn't sound like he will. And so he's just going to be out there just messing with the residents. You drive through that area and you're like, oh, geez, there's the guy with the cart and behind his bike. We need to pull over and just let him pass. That's no way to live either, right? But that is literally how people in this community in Portland are living. That's literally, for now, how these people in Issaquah are living as well. Yeah, you're basically held hostage by some nut jobs that we can't seem to get off the streets that we know are committing crimes that should be way more enforceable than they are. Make that vote count. Vote for folks who are into a little bit more public safety. Back the blue. Back the politicians that are going to do something. It's all you can do at this point, because this stuff is cat's out of the bag. You're not going to solve it tomorrow, but you got to go down that road of, all right, what does this person believe on the issue of public safety? Where do they stand? Oh, they're an abolitionist? Okay, yeah, that's a hard no-go. We're not going in that direction right now. That's not right. All right. That's all I got for you on this one. Thanks so much for being here. We'll catch up in the next one. Bye for now.